Well, hello, I'm David Freeman with Is That Really in the Bible? Did you know that grace is not a New Testament idea? No, it's not. Actually, in the Old Testament, the word grace is mentioned 39 times. Let's take a look at one example. Genesis 6 and verse 8 says, "But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord." Notice that. Noah found grace. And the word grace is graciousness. It's kindness. It's favor. It's undeserved favor. That's what the word means. And Noah found grace in the eyes of God. Now, there's an illusion that exists about grace, and it is this, that in the Old Testament, people were saved by works of the law. And in the New Testament, people are saved by grace. Now, this is an illusion, one that does not even exist. Salvation throughout the entirety of the Bible has always been by grace through faith and trust in God. In other words, it's always been by God's grace, trusting in God's goodness, kindness, favor, the favor of God. That's the way people have always been saved. There has never been another way of salvation consisting of works of the law. And yet a lot of people have this illusion in their minds that in the Old Testament, that's how people were saved, by works of the law. And in the New Testament, Jesus comes along and you're saved by grace. No. Throughout the entirety of the Bible, people have always been saved. There's always been one method. God is not ignorant, okay? He's not ignorant. He's not, well, I didn't know they couldn't be saved by works of the law. I thought they could keep my law perfectly. I didn't know that. He's not an ignorant God. He's not an experimental God, that he experiments with being saved by works in the Old Testament, and then all of a sudden he comes to his senses and says, oh, I need Jesus for grace. These people need Jesus. No. This people have always been saved by grace, the undeserved, goodness, favor of God. That's how people have always, that's how salvation has always existed. In James 2 and verse 23, it talks about how Abraham was saved. It says, and the scripture was fulfilled, which says, Abraham believed God, and it was imputed unto him for righteousness, and he was called the friend of God. So how was Abraham saved in the Old Testament? He was saved by the goodness, the favor, the grace of God. That's how he was saved. Now, the question we want to deal with today is, how does grace and the law of God work together? Did you know that there are a lot of people who don't believe those two can work together? Yeah. Some people believe that if you dare mix any law in conjunction with grace, you've totally messed up. Some people believe that if you try any works, try to do the right thing, you've just messed up grace. So my question, what we're going to deal with today, is how does grace and the law of God work together?